that appears on the identity card? Answer, it's Dong Eun. Question, do you recall when you were born? Answer, no, I do not recall it. I forget about it. Question, that is alright. And how old are you this year? Answer, I am 75 years old. Question, in which village, commune, district and province you were born? And I was born in Swanter district, Prey Vang province. Question, what is your current address? Answer, I live in Pochandam village. Swanter commune, Prey Vang province. Question, what is your current occupation? I do not sell anything. I have difficulty walking. Question, what are the names of your parents? Answer, my mother is Ao and my father is Den. Question, what is the name of your husband and how many children do you have? Answer, his name is Chui. We have one child. President, thank you, Madam Dong Eun. And we would like to inform you that towards the end of your testimony, in your capacity as a civil party, you will be given an opportunity to make a victim's impact statement concerning the crimes which are alleged against the two accused and which occurred between 17 April 1975 to 6 January 1979, if you wish to do so. And Madame Den Eun, have you provided any interview to investigators of the Office of the Co-Investigating Judges? If so, how many times, when, and where? Answer, in fact, I have been called on several occasions to the court, although I never appeared before you in this chamber. Question, can you recall how many times you were interviewed in the room downstairs? Answer, 5 times. Question, do you recall when? Answer, I cannot recall it. I cannot remember which years it happened. Question, and before you appear before this chamber, have you read or reviewed and have them read aloud? That is the written records of your statements that you said that you have provided 5 times in order to refresh your memory. Answer, yes, I have. Question, and through your best recollection, can you tell the chamber whether the written records of your interviews that you have read or have them read aloud to you in order to refresh your memory reflect the statements that you provided during the interviews to the investigators? Answer, yes, I have recalled them. President, thank you. And pursuant to Rule 91B of the ECCC internal rules, the Chamber will give the floor first to the lead co-lawyers for civil parties. Good morning, Mr. President, Your Honors, and everyone in and around the courtroom. And I thank you, Mr. President, for granting us the floor. Good morning, Madam Dong Eun. My name is Pech Ong. I am the National Lead Co-Lawyer for Civil Parties. I have some questions to put to you in relation to your experience during the Khmer Rules regime. My question is the following. Can you tell the chamber where you lived before 17 April 1975? Answer, I lived in Bojandam. I lived there and that was my native village. Question, so before 1975, can you tell the court whether you were married? Answer, yes, I was. Question, what is the name of your husband? Answer, his name is Chui. Question, can you tell us when you got married with your husband and that you lived as a husband and wife? Answer, it was since the Lunal regime. Question, and before he became your husband, where did you meet him? Answer, he was living in his house. And then he asked his mother to come and to have me as his wife, and finally we got married. Question, you said he was living in his house. Was that a Cambodian typed house or a Vietnamese typed house? Answer, he was Khmer. Question, can you tell the chamber whether your husband lived with the Khmer people or with the Vietnamese people in that house? Answer, they were Vietnamese. Question, and please tell the court whether your husband was actually Khmer or Vietnamese. Answer: he was Vietnamese. Question: and do you know his native village where he was born? Answer: his native village was in Piem. So you said it was Piem. If he was born in Piem, can you tell the chamber why you said that he was Vietnamese? Answer: yes, I can explain that. He was from Piem, and that is the truth. Question: what about his relatives, that is, his siblings and his parents? Were they Vietnamese? His parents and his relatives and siblings were Vietnamese. Questioned. And what language did he speak? Answer: he spoke Vietnamese. Question: what about your husband? Did he speak Vietnamese? Answer: yes, he did. Actually, he did not speak it clearly. Question: when you said he did not speak it clearly, which language are you referring to? Are you referring to Vietnamese or Khmer language? Answer: he spoke Vietnamese fluently, but he did not speak Khmer that clearly. Questioned. And in 1975, that is, during the Khmer Rouge regime, did you live with him as husband and wife? Answer: we lived together until the time he left. Questioned. And what did he do before he left? That is from Pochandam village. I refer to the works that he engaged in. Answer: he was tasked to carry cow dungs and buffalo dungs in order to fertilize the rice fields. Question: did you have any children with him? Answer: we have a child. Question: was the child a boy or a girl? And what is the name of the child? Answer: the name is Kim Wa. Question: and did your child have any alias? Answer: yes. Question: what is the alias? Answer: the alias is Gwen. Question: is that Gamin? Answer: yes. Question: and madam, please state your husband's name again. Answer: it's Chui. Question: and what is his full name? Answer: his full name is Tep Yun. And Madam Civil Party, please have a small pause between my question and your response. Question: You said your husband's name is Tae Jun, and can you tell the court why you named your child with a different family name, that is Kim? Answer: actually, the family name was from his father's. Question: Your child was known as Camille, and please tell the chamber why your child had an alias Camille. Answer: because I was afraid that they would take my child away to be killed. For that reason, I named my child Camille, and I stopped using Kim Hwa for the name of my child. Question: And Madam, please tell the court whether your daughter is alive, and if so, what is her age? Answer: yes. She is living and she is currently 45 years old. Thank you. Question: I'd like to report more questions to you in relation to your husband. During the Khmer Rouge regime starting from 1975, did you hear or receive any information that Vietnamese who were living in Cambodia or in your area had to return to Vietnam? Answer: yes. And in fact, I urged my husband to go together, but he refused to go. He said that to live or to die, he would remain in Cambodia. Question: And did you know if there were any Vietnamese families that returned to Vietnam after the announcement was made for Vietnamese to return to Vietnam? Answer: yes. There were Taki and Ye Man and their children. The whole family actually went to Vietnam, and uh, the man actually returned to Cambodia, and later on he died.
Question: When did they come back to Cambodia after they left? Did they come back to Cambodia in Khmer Rouge time or after the regime? Answer: It was after the collapse of Khmer Rouge that he returned to Cambodia. Lawyer: Thank you, Madam Civil Party. I would like to ask you in particular about your husband, particularly his work during the Khmer Rouge. You have just stated he was gone or disappeared. What can you tell about his disappearance? What did he do before his disappearance? Answer: He was assigned to go and cut a rumpia vine, and after that assignment he disappeared. Question: Can you clarify it for the court? When did he disappear? Answer: I cannot tell you the exact year when he disappeared. Question: What season was that time when your husband disappeared? Answer: it was during the harvesting season, and I was out in the field doing the harvest. And when I returned home, he disappeared. I did not know at the time where he went to. Lawyer: thank you. Can you tell the court who saw the event that your husband had taken away? What was happening during the time? Answer: it was my mother who told me that my husband had been taken away, and she said she did not know where they took my husband to. After hearing this, I returned to the field to work. Question: did your mother tell you how many people come came to arrest your husband, and did they tie your husband up? Answer: no, he was not tied up. He was walked away from my house. That is what my mother told me. And after hearing this, I went back to the field to harvest. Question: how many people walked your husband away? Answer: there was only one person who walked my husband away. Question: when your husband was walked away by that person, did your mother say anything to your husband while he was being walked away? Answer: my mother said, please return immediately after you arrived at the place. And in reply, he said he would come back very soon. However, he disappeared ever since. Lawyer: your mother said and told you that your husband was assigned to go and cut rumpet wine. Did you know at the time in which location he was assigned to go and cut rumpet vine? Answer: I did not know the place where he was cutting rumpet vine. What can I knew from that time onward is his disappearance. Question: did members of other Vietnamese family who lived in the same village as you uh, were assigned to go and do the same job? Answer: Like Ni, family and member and his children were sent away as well, except only Lai Ni was spared. Question: you stated that Lai Ni's family were taken away as well. So can you specify this point for the court? Answer: his children, 5 or 6 children together with the mother, went away. It was only Lightney's family and children who were sent away. Question: you said Lightney's wife and 5 or 6 children of Lightning was taken away. Is that correct? What I summarized. Answer, yes, you are right. 5 or 6 children together with the mother were taken away. Question. Did you know Lightning's wife at the time? Answer, no, I did not recall Lightning's wife's name. Question. What nationality did she hold? Answer, she was ethnically Vietnamese. She spoke not clearly. Question. Before the Khmer Rouge period, what business did Lajni's wife do? Answer. She sold a vegetable at her house. She bought vegetables from the market and then sold them at her house. Lawyer, thank you. Besides Lajni's family, were other Vietnamese family living in your village? Answer, Ngang. Ngang had been taken away first to cut rumpet wine. Ngang disappeared from that time onwards. He never returned. Ngang was also Vietnamese. Question. What about Ngang's children? Were they also taken away? Answer, no. Ngang children stayed at home. Only the father was taken away. Question. How did you know Ngang was Vietnamese? Answer, Ngang did not speak the language clearly, said civil party. Question. Could Ngang speak Vietnamese? President, please observe microphone, Madam Civil Party, before you speak. Answer. Ngang parents were Vietnamese. I did not know whether Ngang could speak Vietnamese as well. What I can tell you is that Ngang's parents were Vietnamese. Question. Did you ever see Ngang's parents speak Vietnamese? Answer. I did not know whether Ngang's parents spoke Vietnamese since we were living far away from each other. But what I can tell you is that Ngang was ethnically Vietnamese. Question. How did you know that Ngang's family was Vietnamese? Answer. From the physical and facial features, I can tell that he was Vietnamese, and it was because he could not speak Khmer clearly as well that I knew he was Vietnamese. Question. Did you ever meet him and speak to him? Answer. No, I never spoke to him. Question. Did you ever see him speak of Khmer? Answer. He could not speak Khmer clearly. Answer. Did you know his children? What were their names? Answer. One child name was Katop, and another child name uh, was Nguyen Tieng. Were these children taken away by a Khmer Rouge or Cataries? Answer. They were taken away during the Khmer Rouge period. But in fact, only the husband was taken away, not the children. Question. You have just stated uh, they were taken away. Did you refer to Ngang and Lightney's family? Who else were taken away after the arrest of Ngang and Lightney's family? Answer. Ngang was the first one who was arrested, and then Lightney, said Madame Civil Party, and my husband was the last one who was taken away. Question. Madame Civil Party, I would like to backtrack a little bit, and I want to know about your husband during the Khmer Rouge, during the Democratic Cambodia, when you were living together with your husband. What kind of business did he do? Answer. He sold livestock, ducks and chickens. Uh, Buyers came to our house and bought ducks and chickens. So that was the only business that we did at the time. Question. Did he sell opium during the time? No. Answer. No, he did not. Question. Did your family have a decent living during the time? Answer. We were living in a difficult situation during the time, and we did not have enough to eat. We were blamed. We were assigned to work with no free time. Lawyer. Thank you, Madame Civil Party. Now I am asking about your experience during the Khmer Rouge period, that is after 1975. What kind of work did you do during that time? Answer. I was assigned to go and dig a soil, dig canal, do the harvesting, and transplanting the rice. Again, I was assigned to go and to dig a canal or reservoir away from my living quarter. Answer. So who take care of your children? Answer. It was my mother. Question. What about your husband before he was taken away? Did he help look after the children as well? Rather the child as well? Answer. Before he was taken away, he helped look after the daughter, and he always held the hand of the child to the working place. And during the time that he went to have meal, he also had the child with him. And after he was taken away, the child was left to my mother to look after. Question: did you have other children beside the one that you had with your husband? Answer: I had another child. The name was Miang. However, he was taken away and killed during the Pol Pot time. He asked at the time he asked for gasoline, and then he was killed. Question: did you have that child with Joy? Answer: in fact, it was the child that I had with my former husband, and we divorced after that one child. Question: after your child, your son was arrested, I would like to ask about the event when he was arrested. Did it happen after the arrest of your husband? That is Joy. My son was also arrested during the Pol Pot time. He accidentally made a fire out of the gasoline and the cigarette lighter, and it was that incident that he was arrested. I did not dare to go to see what happened to him when I heard that he was arrested. Question: Madame Civil Party, I would like to know whether the arrest of your son happened after your husband arrests. Answer: my husband Joy had been arrested first, and later on it was the time for my son. Lawyer: thank you, Madame Civil Party. I do not have many more questions to put to you, but I need your clarification instead. When you married your husband, Joy, did you know that he had a position as a soldier before you two married? Answer: I did not know whether he was a soldier in any other society. I only knew that he came to reside in the country. He never told me that he was a soldier. Lawyer: thank you. My last question to you, Madame Civil Party, is about the time before your husband was taken away and then he disappeared. Was there any discrimination against your husband? Answer: my husband was taken away and killed. My child was also taken away and killed. I miss them and I feel pain in my heart. Lawyer, Madam Civil Party, let me interrupt you. Before your husband was taken away, did someone discriminate your husband, or was there any discrimination against your husband by the commune chief or by anyone within your village and commune? Answer: no discrimination against him in the commune and village. No one said anything about the discrimination. Lawyer, thank you, Madam Civil Party, for answering my questions. Thank you, Mr. President, for letting me ask the Civil Party. I am done with my questioning. President, now the floor is given to the co-prosecutors to put questions to this Civil Party. You have the floor now, co-prosecutor.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Good morning, Your Honors. Good morning, Council. Good morning, Mrs. Civil Party. My name is Andrew Boyle. I'm a lawyer for the Office of the Co-Prosecutors, and I'm going to ask you a few further questions about your experiences. I'd like to start off by following up on something that you told my learned friend. You described renaming your daughter because you were concerned that she would be taken away and killed. Can you tell us when was it that you renamed your daughter or started calling your daughter by a different name?
Answer: regarding the renaming of my daughter, it was my understanding that I needed to rename her with a different name because I was afraid that she was taken away and smashed. I decided to use a different name for her besides the previous name.
And when you decided to use a different name, was that after the Khmer Rouge had arrived in Pochendam village?
Answer: yes, it was after that time, after Khmer Rouge came into the commune.
And what was it about her original name that you thought would make her a target for being smashed?
Her original name was Kim Va, and later on I renamed her by a different name, Kamien rather.
And why did you think if she kept the name Kim Va that she would be targeted to be smashed?
Answer: it was my concern that she would be smashed. For this reason, I renamed her Kamien. I was afraid that she was also taken away and smashed like her father.
I'll try to ask in a slightly different way. Why was Kamien a safer name than Kim Va? How would it protect her to be named Kim Mien instead of Kim Va?
Answer. I was afraid that my child was taken away and smashed. That's why I renamed her Camille. Villager made a suggestion to me that the name Camille should be used instead of Kimwa. Otherwise, she would be taken away as her father.
Would the name Kim Va have identified her with her father in the way that the name Kim Mien would not?
ជាប់សាច់ឈាមជាមួយនឹងឪពុករបស់នាងឬក៏យ៉ាងណាបានជាមកដាក់កាមៀនទៅហើយវាមិនជាប់អញ្ចឹងវាអញ្ចឹងឬយ៉ាងណា
Answer. The name Kimwa may have something to do with the father. That is why I renamed her Camille.
Thank you very much. Are you able to recall when it was that the Khmer Rouge arrived in Pochendam village?
Answer. It was in 1977 when Khmer Rouge arrived in Pochendam.
I'd like to, I heard you say that the Khmer Rouge arrived in your village in 1977. I would like to read a quote to you from a transcript of an individual who you may know, a fellow villager. His name was Teng Hui or Teng Pal. He came to testify before this court. And this is the transcript at E1/370.1, just before the 15:30:24 mark. Madam Civil Party, he stated that the Khmer Rouge took control of Pochendam village in 1972 or 1973. Having heard that, does that refresh your recollection that the Khmer Rouge actually arrived in Pochendam village in 1972 or 1973?
Answer. I do not know about that statement. What I know is that it was in 1977 when the Khmer Rouge arrived at Pochendam. I do not know about other statements.
Okay. Can you tell us when the Khmer Rouge arrived in Pochendam village, did they put certain people in charge of the village?
មានចាត់តាំងឲ្យអ្នកណាម្នាក់គ្រប់គ្រងភូមិនោះទេ
អត់មាន
No, they did not.
Does the name Horn mean anything to you in relation to Pochendam village?
ហននេះបើខ្ញុំប្រាប់មនុស្សអ្នកឈ្មោះហនលោកស្រីអាចនឹកឃើញទេនៅភូមិពោចិនដាំនោះ
Is the name Hon? If there is the case, then Hon was a militiaman.
And did he have authority in Pochendam village after the Khmer Rouge arrived?
តួនាទីអីដែរទេនៅភូមិពោចិនដាំក្រោយពេលខ្មែរក្រហមចូលមកដល់
He worked for the militia.
ក៏ខ្មែរក្រហមចូល
When the Khmer Rouge entered the area, he was a militiaman.
And did he remain in Pochendam village after the Khmer Rouge entered Pochendam?
ពោធិនដាំនឹងដដែលឬក្រោយខ្មែរក្រហមចូលមកដល់ភូមិពោធិនដាំ
Yes, he was. He passed away now. However, at the time he was still there.
កូនកូននៅទាំងអស់
And his wife and children survive.
Does the name Seng mean anything to you in relation to Pochendam village?
នៅនឹកឃើញឈ្មោះសេងអីដែរទេបើខ្ញុំនិយាយពីមនុស្សម្នាក់ឈ្មោះសេងរស់នៅភូមិពោធិនដាំ
Seng was chief of the militia.
នៅស្រុកគីទេមិននៅស្រុកខ្ញុំ
However, he was not a native villager in my village. He came from another village.
Thank you very much. Do you remember the names of any persons in charge of your commune during the Khmer Rouge period?
មកឆែម
I recall Chaim, who was the commune chief.
ឆែមហ៊ុន
These are the names that I know, Chaim and Hon.
Did Chem have a deputy? And if so, do you remember the name of his deputy?
ធានរបស់គាត់ទេអនុប្រធានឃុំនៅក្រោមគាត់ទេហើយបើមានអ្នកស្រីនៅនឹកឃើញឈ្មោះអនុប្រធានឃុំនៅក្រោមឆែមនេះទេ
I cannot recall them.
ដឹងឯណាដឹងឯណីទេតាំងពីនោះមកដល់
It's been a long time, so I cannot recall them all.
នឹកមិនឃើញទេ
As I said, I cannot recall them.
I understand, and that's perfectly fine, so please just tell us as you have been if you don't recall something. But I'd like to ask you, does the name Mut mean anything to you?
លោកស្រីមាននឹកឃើញដែរទេ
មុតខ្ញុំ
Yes, I recall Mut. However, Mut worked or had worked much longer than Chaim. He passed away too.
The same individual who I mentioned earlier, the same transcript, Tang Pal, when he was testifying here at 15:40:58, he stated that Mut was the deputy of Chem. Does that refresh your recollection that Mut was the deputy of Chem?
និយាយពីឈ្មោះមុតហាជាអនុប្រធានរបស់ឆែមនេះតើលោកស្រីនៅនឹកឃើញទេ
Yes, I recall that. Mut had worked before Chaim.
ដល់នឹកឃើញប៉ុណ្ណឹង
That's what I can recall about Mut. That is, I refer to their positions during the Pol Pot regime.
I'd like to ask you about one other individual in relation to the leadership in Pochendam village. Do you remember an individual named Ngoy? And if so, do you remember what position he held?
បើសិនជាលោកស្រីនៅចាំតើលោកស្រីចាំអ្វីខ្លះដែរពីឈ្មោះងយនេះ
ងុយខ្ញុំអត់ដឹងទេ
I am not familiar with Ngoi.
ងុយនៅណាផងខ្ញុំស្គាល់
I do not know where Ngoi came from.
We recently had testify before this court an individual who I believe is your cousin, Lak Cree. He testified on the 20th of January. Your Honors and Counsel, there's only a draft transcript at this time, and this is at 14:04:04. Madam Civil Party, your cousin stated that Ngoy was the chief of security of Svai Antor. Does that refresh your recollection that Ngoy was the chief of security in Svai Antor district?
សន្តិសុខនៅស្វាយអន្តរលោកស្រីនឹកឃើញទេ
ខ្ញុំ
I cannot recall who Ngoi was.
ខ្ញុំភ្លេចបាត់ហើយ
I forget about this person.
Thank you, Madam Civil Party. Mr. President, if you'd like to take a break now, it might be an appropriate time. If not, I'm happy to continue.
បាទអរគុណ
Thank you, and it is now convenient to have a short break. We'll take a break now and resumed at 10:30. Court officer, please assist the civil party at the waiting room reserved for witnesses and civil parties, and invite her as well as the TPL staff back into the courtroom at 10:30. The court is now in recess.
សូមជើងក្រោកឈរ